Good morning, students. Hope everyone is doing good. Today, we will start with a new, interesting, important, and an easy chapter Arithmetic Progressions. Children, you will be learning this chapter in your higher classes also. So make sure you're clear with the basic concepts so that it will be helpful for you in your higher classes. In today's session, let us define a sequence, a term, an arithmetic progression, and common difference. Let us write the general form of an AP and find the first term and common difference of the given AP. In nature, many things follow a certain pattern, such as the seeds of a sunflower, the spirals on a pineapple, the pattern on cactus, and so on. Arithmetic progression is a study of one of such patterns. Before going in detail about the chapter, let us be familiar with few terms related to the chapter. Children, you might have come across various patterns of numbers like 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Now, try to find the next number in the following group of numbers given. What did you observe? Did you find out the next number? You can. This is because the numbers are arranged in an order according to a certain rule. Let us understand the rule first. Children, in aptitude tests, you would have come across questions where you have to find out the next term. In such cases, what do? You find out the rule followed in the given set of numbers. Apply the rule to find out the next set of numbers, isn't it? Now look at the examples given, children. 1, 5, 9, and so on. So 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So 9 plus 4 will be 13. So the next term will be 13. What is the rule followed? Adding 4 to the preceding number to get the next number, isn't it? Now look at the next example, children. 1000, 100, 10, and so on. Now 1000 divided by 10 gives 100. 100 divided by 10 gives 10. So the next term will be 10 divided by 10. That is 1. So the next term will be 1. So what is the rule followed here? Divide the preceding number by 10 to get the number. Understood? To get the next number, divide the preceding number by 10. Now look at the next example, children. 1, 4, 9, 16, and so on. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. So 5 square will be 25. So the next term will be 25. What is the rule followed? Square of natural numbers. Understood, children? So an orderly arrangement of numbers according to certain rule is called a sequence. So these are all sequence. An orderly arrangement of numbers according to a certain rule is called a sequence. Understood, children? Children, each number of the sequence is called a term of the sequence. We call each number as the term of the sequence. For example, 2, 5, 8, 11 is a sequence. So in this sequence, the first term is 2, the second term is 5. It goes on like that. The third term will be 8. Understood? So each number of the sequence is called a term of the sequence. Now, a sequence containing finite number of terms is called a finite sequence. Children, if the sequence has countable number of terms, that is the last term is specified, then it is called a finite sequence. Set of even numbers up to 10 is a finite sequence. Whereas a sequence containing infinite number of terms is called an infinite sequence. Set of odd numbers. It goes on. So it is an infinite sequence. In infinite sequence, you do not have the last term. It goes on. Whereas in a finite sequence, the last term is specified. We know in the previous set of example, we know that the fifth term is the last term. So it is a finite sequence. Whereas in the next set of example, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on, the last term is not specified. It is not countable. So it is an infinite sequence. Understood, children? You know what is finite sequence and infinite sequence now? Look at this example, children. Shaila puts rupees 500 into her son's piggy bank on his first birthday and adds rupees 500 to it every year. So, the amount of money in the piggy bank on his first birthday was rupees 500, isn't it? The amount of money in the piggy bank on his second birthday was rupees 1000. 500 is added to it, so it becomes 1000, isn't it? The amount of money in the piggy bank on his third birthday was rupees 1500, right? What would be the amount in his piggy bank on his fourth birthday? It will be rupees 2000, correct? Here, we will be able to find out the amount in the piggy bank on his subsequent birthdays as it follows a certain pattern, right? So, in this example, we find that the succeeding terms are obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term. Understood? Let us consider another example, children. All of us are familiar with cards. To build a card house, we use cards. Now, look at the figure. In this figure, how many cards are used to build the first step? Here, this first step, how many cards are used? 15 cards are used to build the first step here. How many cards are used to build the second step, this step? 12 cards are used, right? How many cards are used in this? 9 cards, right? Now, how many cards are used here? 6 cards, isn't it? Now, in the last part, how many cards are used here? 3 cards are used. Okay? In this example, we find that the succeeding terms are obtained by subtracting a fixed number from the preceding terms, isn't it? In the given examples, we find that the succeeding terms are obtained by adding or subtracting a fixed number to the preceding terms, isn't it? Such list of numbers is said to form an arithmetic progression, that is, a sequence in which the consecutive terms either increase or decrease by a fixed number is called an arithmetic progression. It is abbreviated as AP. So, in an AP, the difference between any term and its preceding term is always a constant. And this constant is called the common difference, denoted by D. It's small d. Understood? Common difference is denoted by small d. Children, in an AP, the common difference can be either a positive number, negative number or 0. Children, if we consider the first term of an AP by A1, second term by A2, third term by A3, and nth term by AN, and the common difference as D, then the AP becomes A1, A2, A3, etc., AN. And the common difference will be A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2, because we know that common difference is nothing but the difference between any term and its preceding term. So any term and its preceding term, the difference will be the common difference of an AP. Understood? In an AP, if A is the first term and D is the common difference, then A1 will be equal to A, right? A2 will be equal to A plus D. The first term plus the common difference gives the second term, right? So the second term will be A plus D. What will be the third term? Second term, that is A plus D plus the common difference. So A plus D plus D. That becomes A plus 2D. So the third term becomes A plus 2D. What will be the fourth term, children? Third term plus the common difference. So A plus 2D plus D. That is A plus 3D. And goes on. Right. So the general form of an AP where A is the first term and D is the common difference is given as A, A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, and so on. Understood? Understood the general form of an AP? Children, let us solve few sums based on the concepts learnt in this session. We will start with the second main now and solve the first main later. Write the first four terms of the AP when the first term A and the common difference D are given. The first question, A is 10 and D is 10. First term is given as 10. Second term will be A plus D, isn't it? Add the common difference to the first term to get the second term. So A plus D is 10 plus 10, 20. Third term will be second term plus the common difference. That is 20 plus 10 gives 30. What will be the fourth term? Third term plus the common difference. What is the third term? 30. So add 10 to it. So 30 plus 10 is 40. So the first four terms of the AP are 10, 20, 30 and 40. Understood? The second sum, A is minus 2 and D is 0. A is minus 2. That means first term is minus 2. Second term will be the first term plus the common difference. That is minus 2 plus 0. Minus 2 plus 0 is minus 2. So the second term is also minus 2. What is the third term? Third term will be second term plus the common difference. The second term is minus 2. Add common difference 0 to it. Minus 2 plus 0 is again minus 2. What is the fourth term? Third term plus the common difference. That is minus 2 plus 0. So again it is minus 2. So all the four terms are minus 2. Children, remember that an arithmetic progression having common difference of 0 is called a constant arithmetic progression. So This is an example for constant arithmetic progression. Understood? The third sum, children. A is 4, D is minus 3. A is 4, that means the first term is 4. Second term will be first term plus common difference. First term is 4 plus common difference is minus 3. So 4 plus of minus 3 becomes 4 minus 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So the second term is 1. Okay. Third term. Third term will be second term plus the common difference. What is the second term? 1 plus the common difference is minus 3. So 1 plus of minus 3 is 1 minus 3. What is 1 minus 3? Minus 2. Okay. So the third term is minus 2. The fourth term is the third term plus the common difference. So the third term is minus 2 plus of minus 3. So minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5. So the fourth term is minus 5. Therefore, the first four terms of the AP are 4, 1, minus 2 and minus 5. Understood, children? The next sum, A is minus 1 and D is half. So A is minus 1 means the first term is minus 1. What is the second term? Second term is first term plus the common difference. So first term is minus 1 plus half. Children, what is minus 1 plus half? It is minus half, right? Now the second term is minus half. Third term. Third term is second term plus the common difference. Second term is minus half plus the common difference is half. Minus half plus half becomes 0, right? Minus half plus half is 0. So the third term is 0. Fourth term is third term plus the common difference. So third term is 0 and plus half. So 0 plus half is half. So the first four terms of the AP are minus 1, minus half, 0 and half. Okay. The next term, children, A is minus 1.25 and D is minus 0.25. So A is minus 1.25 means the first term is minus 1.25. The second term is first term plus the common difference, isn't it? So what is the first term? Minus 1.25. What is the common difference? Minus 0.25. So minus 1.25 plus of minus 0.25 gives minus 1.50. So the second term is minus 1.50. Third term is second term plus the common difference. So what is the second term? Minus 1.250. Minus 1.50 plus of minus 0.25. What do you get? Both are minus. So add and put the minus sign. Minus 1.50 minus 0.25 gives minus 1.75. So the third term is minus 1.75. Fourth term is third term plus the common difference. That is minus 1.75 plus of minus 0.25. So minus 1.75 minus minus 0.25. That gives you minus 2. So both are negative. Add and put the negative sign. You get minus 2. Minus 2.0 is nothing but minus 2. So the four terms are minus 1.25, minus 1.50, minus 1.75, and minus 2. Understood, children? The third main, for the following APs, write the first term and the common difference. The first question, 3, 1, minus 1, minus 3, and so on. So, what is the first term? First term A is equal to 3. Right? What is the common difference? Common difference is second term minus the first term or third term minus the second term, isn't it? So, what is the second term? 1 minus the first term is 3. So 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So the common difference is minus 2. Understood? Third main, second question. Minus 5, minus 1, 3, 7, and so on. So what is the first term? First term is minus 5. What is the common difference? It is the difference between any term and its preceding term. So second term minus the first term or the third term minus the second term. Okay, so second term, what is the second term? Minus 1, minus of minus 5. So minus 1 minus of minus 5 becomes minus 1. Minus into minus, this becomes plus. So minus 1 plus 5. What is minus 1 plus 5? Plus 4. So the common difference is plus 4. Understood, children? Third main, third question. 1 by 3, 5 by 3, 9 by 3, 13 by 3, and so on. So, the first term, what is the first term? 1 by 3. So, A is 1 by 3. What is the common difference? It is the difference between any term and its preceding term. So, second term minus the first term or the third term minus the second term. Now, we will take second term minus the first term. So, second term is 5 by 3 minus 1 by 3. So 5 by 3 minus 1 by 3 is 4 by 3. The denominators are the same. So write the denominator, subtract the numerators. 5 minus 1 is 4 and the denominator remains the same, 3. So it is 4 by 3. So the common difference is 4 by 3. Understood, children? Third main, fourth question. 0.6, 1.7, 2.8, 3.9, and so on. So what is the first term? First term A is 0.6. Common difference is second term minus the first term. Second term is 1.7 minus 0.6. So 1.7 minus 0.6 is 1.1. So the common difference is 1.1. Which of the following are APs? If they form an AP, find the common difference and write three more terms. Children, how will you find out whether the given set of numbers form an AP? You know that the difference between any term and its preceding term is a constant. So, if A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2, then it is a AP. If A2 minus A1 is not equal to A3 minus A2, then we will say it is not an AP. the given set of numbers is not an AP. So look at the first sum, 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on. So A is 2. A2 minus A1 is 4 minus 2, that is 2. A3 minus A2 is 8 minus 4, that is 4. So A3 minus A2 is not equal to A2 minus A1, isn't it? The common difference is not a constant. So the given set of numbers is not a AP. So 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on are not in AP because the common difference is not equal. Understood? Based on the topic covered today, few sums are given as homework. Please solve them, children.